Hi, welcome to the Brickfilmers Guild podcast, hosted by us, the Four Monkeys. On this podcast, we had the extreme pleasure of chatting with Marc Caron of MonsieurCaron. Please excuse my French, literally. Marc lives in Canada near Montreal, Quebec, and has been animating bricks for 5 to 6 years. He started his YouTube channel, MonsieurCaron, in June of 2011. His channel now has over 30,000 subscribers and over 24 million views. He is the organizer of Cinebrick, which is the first Canadian brick filming festival. He has 5 brick films with over 1 million views on his YouTube channel. His very popular Lego Simpsons has over 6 million views. We'd also like to give a special mention to BrickStix. BrickStix makes tiny pieces of awesomeness designed to fit plastic bricks like Lego and Mega Blocks. They are reusable, removable, and restickable decals. BrickStix are a great option for enhancing your brick films. So, without further ado, here's our conversation with Marc Caron, or Mac as I like to call him. Bonjour, Marc. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Bonjour. Hello there.
This is exciting. Hopefully I didn't say the French too bad with too much of an American accent.
No, that was okay. My accent will sound much weirder to you.
No, actually, in America, at least from my point of view, there's so many people that speak with an accent, but we all think it's really cute. So it's actually enjoyable for us to hear people with an accent. It's adorable.
Ah, that's good, because I have the same here. I love when people talk in French with an English accent from the UK or from the States. So I guess I sound the same, but the other way.
Well, that's good. Good to know that it won't be too annoying to hear us speak your language, or at least attempt to.
That's good.
You're actually the first one that we've spoken with that is in the same time zone, so that's nice.
Yes, I am. I live just south of Montreal, which is in the same time zone as New York, which is in the same time zone as wherever you are.
We're in Atlanta.
Atlanta,
Georgia, so yeah.
Is that the town in The Walking Dead?
It is. They do film that here.
Nice and dangerous.
It is, yeah. We definitely have our zombie, kits ready to go, just in case one of them seems to get away from the set.
I have a lot of Lego zombies, but I don't think I'm ready if the real one comes in. So.
Yeah, well, I can't say I'd want that here, so I'm with you on that one. Obviously, I think you speak English perfectly well. So when did you first learn to speak English, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't mind at all. When we go to school, we have to attend. We have French class, of course, here in Quebec, because most of us all speak French. But we also have English class. But that's not enough to learn English. So when I was a teenager, I've started listening to The Simpsons in English. I've started reading Spider-Man's comic book in English. And I've started collecting those Marvel trading cards with Spider-Man and Wolverine and all the Marvel Universe trading cards. And in fact, I've learned some English by just trying to translate those cards. And later on, I've started to travel. I spent 2 years in the English part of Canada, in Saskatchewan and Manitoba. And there I've learned a lot of English, and I've watched a lot of TV in English. So most of my English actually came from Stargate SG-1. I've watched all of them, and I was like practicing how they say words over there. So in the TV, just like repeating what they say on TV and trying to learn it. And I love that show so much. So I have all the DVDs here, and I watch them again sometime.
Well, that's awesome.
That's how I've learned English like that, traveling and SG-1.
Yeah, a lot of people do learn English from watching TV. It's amazing. But
and now I'm a lot into Doctor Who stuff, and it's a different accent. It's a different pace. They speak very fast and different words. So I've tried to learn a little more every day, and I love it.
Yeah, that's great. I commend you on that for sure.
Thanks.
So, when did you start brick filming?
Start brick filming, I think 4 years ago in 2011. That will be 5 years now. And I was looking at a guy on the internet called Patrick Boivin. I don't know if you know him.
Yes,
but
everybody knows him. All the brick filmers know him.
yeah,
He is
he's so
awesome.
good. And he's here in Montreal, actually. I've never met him, but I think I'm the brick filmer that lived closer to him. And I was looking at this stuff on the internet, and you know, when you start brick filming, you go on the making of movies, and you pose and you try to see which camera they have, which software they use, how they're set up, and you try to learn the more you can. You try to learn a lot just by watching them working behind the scene and checking the video. And he was making those Transformer toys, fighting on his table. And I told myself, I want to do that. I want to do Transformer fighting in my living room. I want to do a movie like that. So I went to the sellers about a lot of Transformers, tried to make them move, and it was awful. Those toys don't move like he make them moves. I figured out how he do that. He broke them, he wires them, he rigged them, and he cheat a lot.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of work. I know this guy is a god. He's a stop motion god.
Yeah, he definitely is.
And on the same shelves as the Transformer, there were Bionicle figurine. So, those Bionicles and New Hero Factory at the time, they were like skeleton, moving, ball joints. I mean, those are perfect to do stop motion. If you want to do big figs, Bionicle are the perfect base to do something. And at first, my plan was to buy the skeleton and to put stuff on it, and like a doll, and put another head that had some fake hands, and just use it as a support. But it turned out that I was in my dark age, and Bionicle get me out of my dark age. So I've started doing Lego, and Bionicle were hard to animate because it's a complete human body, You have to move the hands, the elbow, the knees. And minifigs, well, they have 7-point collision. It's really easy to move. So I went back to the store, bought a lot of Lego. We all did that at one point.
Definitely.
And now I'm doing stop motion with minifigs and Lego bricks. And that gets me out of my dark age. So I've started being a stop motion animator at the same time that I've felt back into the Lego world for 5 years ago now. And I love it. I want to do more and more and more.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Well, I went back and watched your Bionicle animation. It was pretty cool. You did a lot of chroma keying on that. Is that correct?
Yeah, that was the Patrick Boivin technique. That's how he did his stuff. Everything is on a green screen. And then he had them on location. So he shoot the location separately. And he do the animation on green screen, and then he do composition. Okay. And at that time, when I did the Team Narak movie, I didn't have the good software. Okay, I have one to do hand drawings animation, and they had that option to do picture. And the green screen removing is awful. It doesn't work very well. If you look correctly, you can see through the character half of the time. But it was a good start. It was like a test, a challenge to myself. Can I do it? The answer was yes. And then, can I do it better? And I'm still working on that.
Yeah, so we also, with our Bionicles too, we did the green screening same way, put the...
Yeah, I didn't do as much green screening on the Bionicle thing I did.
But you can definitely see sections where...
Yeah,
you can tell.
That was back when I barely knew how to do the green screening, and it still kind of can be difficult if you don't have your angles correct. You sometimes have to crop it out or whatnot.
It's probably nice starting with something like Bionicles that's hard, and then going to something easier with Legos. It's like, oh, this is so much better, right?
So then
with Bionicles, you cannot build a big background because they're so tall. So I've used my basement. But with minifigs, you can build with Lego, and you can build a whole base or moon or anything on your table, and it's easy to do. So that's why I love minifigs. You can build a whole world with it.
Yeah. And then you moved on and you did was it a Christmas Santa brick film? Is that correct?
Yeah. At that time, I've borrowed my aunt's camera because I didn't have a good camera. I did my Bionicle one with a webcam. You know those ball webcam they have, the Logitech one? Mm-hmm. They're really hard to manage because it's a sphere. You cannot put it on a table, it rolls. So I have to tape it on something all the time. But for that Santa one, yes, it was a test. I want to make Santa go through the chimney and make something for Christmas for my friends. And it was a good challenge. But at that moment, I didn't have a place in my home when I can work. So I did it in, I don't know the word in English, but that's the place in my house when I have the oil tank and the heater for the house.
Your basement.
Probably the basement.
Yeah, it's in the basement, but the worst place in the basement where we put all our stuff, the Christmas stuff that we don't need the rest of the year. And so I've cleaned the place, put a table there, and start working on there. If you look at the movie, you'll see that the color on the wall changed on every shot. I didn't have a color correction or proper lighting. But for me, the challenge was about animation, not really color, not really rhythm. It turns out pretty well. And one big challenge I have with that one is that I didn't have a lot of white Lego, and I wanted to make some snow outside the house. So in one shot, I've put all the white bricks I had in my house. Every white bricks I had at that moment is in the shot and the shot could not have been wider because no more white bricks, you know. That was so fun to do.
And our
And now I
studio's
have
in
like shelves just filled with just white.
Oh, you're very organized.
Now yes.
So after that, is that when was it the teachers union commissioned you for a couple pieces?
Yeah, that's funny actually. It's funny I can tell you that story. You're in English and in the States, and I know all my French friends here won't listen to the podcast because they don't all speak English. So I can tell you some backstory there. So at that moment, I was a teacher. I'm still a teacher, but I don't work in school this year. And you know, teachers don't always have job. A young teacher like me, yes, I'm old, but I'm a young teacher. And I didn't have a contract that year. I have like zero, nothing. I had to wait for them to call me every morning to go to school and take the place of another teacher that is sick or on leave on something. So I have nothing to do that year, no job. So my teachers union called me and say, hey, you're doing Lego. That's awesome. Can you do something for us? Do you have any idea we can send a message out there to tell people that teachers are working really hard and the government is not doing its job properly with us? And you know, I think it's the same in the States and everywhere in the world, always fighting to have a better education and support for the teacher and the kids. So I said, yes, I have some ideas. So I wrote them on a paper and submit the idea. And they say, okay, yes, let's go for it. We have a budget for you. Yeah, you have a budget? I can buy Lego? Oh, yeah, that's cool. So I bought some Lego. I bought some... at that time, I bought Dragon Frame, actually. They bought it for me, so and I've kept it after it. Yes.
Wow, yeah, nice.
That's great. That's great. So I've started working for them, doing three. I did three movies for them. One's called My History Teacher. The other one, I don't remember, but it's kind of the same stuff. And I did one with what I call Pagano puppets. You know those big puppets that David Pagano used in his movie?
Yes.
Actually, I've wrote to him and asked for permission to use the puppet like he did. He said, oh, yes, of course, use them all you want. And I did a parody of an homage to a TV show that's very popular here in Quebec called Everybody's Talking About It. That's the title in English. And so I did, and it's very, very, very big show here in Quebec. So I did it, and it was nice. Everybody liked it. And one day I received an email, hi, I'm working for the show, and can we show your video on TV?
Wow.
So at first I thought it was a joke. So I checked her name on internet, check if it was a real invitation or something, and it was real. the animator of the show and the co-host really liked what I did with it. So they wanted to not show the whole thing, but just like 10 seconds of it and just say like, hey, the Lego you've built really look like us and we like it. So I've pushed my luck and asked, can I go on the show? Can I go on the day you will shoot it? Can I be in the crowd in the background and just say hi, something? They said, oh, it's already full, but we'll see what we can do. And they called me back and said, yes, you can come. So I was on the show on the introduction at the very beginning, and I was on TV, and they said thanks to me, well done, and it was nice.
Wow, that was amazing. What a great start that is. That's a wonderful story. Very exciting.
All of that because I didn't have a teaching job and I was playing with Lego.
Hey, whatever works. And I guess in our country, you would be considered a substitute teacher. That's what they call them here. We have substitute teachers.
Substitute,
Right. So they're also very important. And some of them are even preferred over over some of the other teachers. They're wonderful and probably don't get anywhere near as much credit as they deserve. They work so hard.
It's our job to substitute a teacher sometime and go in there, do the exam, do the bad stuff they don't want to do. Because, of course, when you know you won't be in class, you don't give the best stuff. You give the stuff you don't want to do yourself to the substitute teacher. But when I went back to school as a teacher, I was known as the Lego teacher now, you know? So I've came in class and tell the kids, okay, we have this, and this to do today. And if you do it right at the end, I will show you all my Lego movies.
Wow.
And it worked very well. So I was the Lego substitute teacher. And most of the time now I just have to walk in the class and they say, oh, if we do our job, we will have a Lego movie. Let's get to work. I have nothing to say. They do it. So at the end, I start my movies and they like it.
Wow, that is so awesome.
That's fun.
I love it.
So at a certain point, I guess you joined the Quebec Lego user group. Is that correct?
Yeah, Kellogg. In French here, it sounds like a cereal box.
Oh, yeah.
But it's Quebec Lego user group. It's a really big club here in Quebec. We have... it's like one club for the whole province, and we stretch very far from the east to the west, and lots of people. We have 4 meetings a year. We have big expo, a big forum online where we share stuff and exchange and sell, and that's very active. It's a really nice club. I love being part of that.
Cool. And is that where you decided to do your Jurabrick Park video?
Yeah, actually, that's kind of fun because when Lego a few years back, they came with that the Dino series. That was before Jurassic World and everything. You know, not the first, but the last Dino series, the yellow box. You remember those?
We got a few of those.
Yeah, we have some of those.
Yeah, they were really nice. Dinosaurs in there.
Definitely.
So Lego called all the logs. Okay, maybe not called. They sent emails or something, and they asked, what if we gave you 1 box of each, the whole lineup of Lego Dino? What will you do with them for promotion? So our club is really active with those offers. So we send them an offer like, okay, one of us will do a big display, putting all the Lego Dino in context with the jungle, the river, and everything. And over that, we will do a brick film session to teach each other how to do brick film, but using the Dino. And three logs in America received the gift. So one in Quebec, one in Ontario, our neighbor, and one in Florida, I believe. So we received them. One of our friends in the log built a really nice set. He brought the set to the formation, the brick film formation. So basically, he built me my background. I spent a whole day animating, just showing my friends how it's done. So let's put the camera there, let's put the light there, let's have a blue background for the sky, and help me, we'll move that and that and that. So we spent one day just doing the Jurabrick Park animation, and we didn't have any idea what we'll do. we make it on the fly. So, okay, let's have the T-Rex run. Let's him have walk over the bridge. Someone will shoot it, and he will go back in the helicopter. It was really basic, actually. No story there, and if you look at it, it's like 20 seconds of animation, plus the generics and everything in before and after. But it was really fun to do. But what I like the most about that movie is that it was my first one on internet to reach some 1 million hits.
Wow.
Okay, I had a bunch of stuff on my YouTube channel, and everything was going like 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. Woo! It was like party time. And then 1 month or two after Brick Park was online, I don't know what happened on the internet, but everybody was starting to like it. And on YouTube, you can go and see in which country people like it.
Right.
Usually it's in the States. People like my movie in the United States, and that's okay. I like it. In Canada, France, and in the UK. But for Brick Park, it was in Vietnam, South Korea, I think, and Russia.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Kind of weird, but
That is interesting.
yeah. And like Canada was number 7, and I think USA was number 6 on the list or something like that. But it went like crazy, and I think today it's 4 or 5 million. I don't have my computer open on that page, but now it's crazy, and it's my most viewed movie. It took me 1 day to shoot and about a week to do all the special effect in it, because you have the helicopter flying and a dinosaur that fly, and I have to patch every single image of the dinosaur that fly at the beginning and the plane. Because there was, bricks under it. I have to erase all of them by hand in Photoshop. Now I will do it in After Effects, of course, but at that time I didn't have it, so it was Photoshop time all the time. So I love that movie. It was a good show, and I had the good idea to add under the title Episode 1. And I have people still writing to me, when is Episode 2 coming out?
Of course.
I'm not sure I will do it one day, but kind of fun.
Are you still brick filming in your basement?
Yes, but it has changed a lot since I've started. Now I have... When I did my Team Narak movie, my wife was starting a kindergarten in our basement. In fact, I say in the basement. It was in the whole house. Everywhere there was kids stuff, and everything has to be clean and clear and government approved, because we were to have kids in our house and everything. So I didn't have room for me and my Lego. That's what a shame. But 2 years after that, we've closed with the kindergarten. Our kids were old enough to go to school, and my wife was going back to teaching. So I tell her, okay, you're telling me that I can have the basement back? I can have my place? She said, oh, yes, of course. So I took half of my basement. I have a video about that. You can see it if you want. And I've put a curtain to cut it in two. I went to IKEA to buy some shelves. I went to a store we have in Canada. It's called Canadian Tire. And they don't only sell tire, they sell everything you need for the house. So I have boxes, put my Lego in there, and I have my own Lego studio in my basement now. My very private place just for me. It's not big enough for what I like to do. I still have to climb on some stuff sometime to reach boxes or to move the lights around. But it's my very own place, and I love it. I'm kind of Batman, and I'm having my bat cave, but
That's a good... See,
Lego cave.
Our setup is exactly the same. I call it the dungeon, but it really is, yeah. The bat cave, I like that. But yes, it's also with the water heater and same setup. Although yours is more organized, so I will admit that.
Yeah, I have Lego everywhere in the basement because they don't all fit into my Lego room. But I'm starting to get more and more and more organized, and we have kind of a big bathroom downstairs with it's the washroom where you have the dryer and everything, and it's a really big one. It was there when we bought the house, and there's a place where there's nothing. Okay, there's a corner in the bathroom. It's just a big empty space. So the first thing I did, I've put some box there, and so I can say now that I have Lego everywhere in my house, even in the bathroom, because there's a box and there's okay. It doesn't look like that, but yes, I have Lego everywhere.
There's nothing wrong with that. We definitely have Lego on each floor of our house, so.
Yeah, some we have.
But yeah, the
now.
Bat Cave, I love that. Doesn't that sound more cool? Yes, I'm going to animate in the Bat Cave. Yeah, so we're going to have to borrow that. That's awesome.
Go ahead.
So I guess we'll move on to the geeky tech talk. What camera are you using these days?
I have a Canon Rebel T3. At the time when I was looking for my very own camera, I went on Dragon Frame website and literally check for the cheapest one. What is the cheapest one I can use with Dragon Frame? And it turned out that it was the T3 from Canon. I went to Costco. They had that great bundle that came with 2 batteries, 2 lamps, a bag, a camera, of course, and almost everything I needed. So I bought it. And I went on eBay to buy, how do you call that? It's a battery that you can plug into the wall.
Power supply.
Mm-hmm. A power supply, yes. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I know the words. It's not that I don't use them every day. So I have a power supply, of course, because I did on some movie on the battery, using the battery on the camera, and I have to cut a big shot in 2 because the battery was down. It was on a tripod. Cannot change the battery without moving the camera. The shot was a mess, and so now I went online, buy a power supply. I bought a tripod. I now have a magic arm too to stabilize the camera. But I love my Canon T3 camera. It's working very well.
And what computer do you use?
I've started with an old compact PC, and it was very old and kind of crappy, and I didn't like it. And as I did all my formation on the Macintosh when I was young, I went back to Mac. So I bought a 15-inch Power Mac. MacBook Pro, sorry. Mm-hmm. And now I can say I have 2 Macintosh. Yeah, that's a dream. For Christmas, I bought myself a 27-inch iMac to use with After Effects and Premiere Pro. So I still use my MacBook Pro with my Canon to get the shot done on my working table. And then I export all the images into my iMac, and I do the work there.
Okay.
Great. And this is also why I call you Mac sometimes.
Yeah, that's also my... when I went to school to learn graphic design, the teacher asked us to put on our diskette. Yes, I'm at that hole. I went to school, and we had to buy one... How do you call them? Diskette? Disc?
Disc?
Disc, okay. They asked us to put our initials on them, and my initials are spelled M-A-C, Marc-André Caron, M-A-C, Mac. And she thought it was her disc because she put PC or Mac on all her disc, and all mine were Mac. So now I have to write Macaron, M-A, with my whole name because... Yeah, my name is Mac, so I love Macintosh. Okay. That's great. And I'm a big guy. Sometimes I'm called Big Mac, but that's something different.
And Mac is much easier for me to say, too.
Okay. What kind of
Mac is okay.
What kind of lighting do you use?
Now I have 3 big softbox I bought on eBay. You know those big softbox with 4 lights in them? They came with tripods you can put them whatever you want.
Nice.
That's a good thing because I like to do big sets. When you animate something that's on a 32 by 32 plate, you don't need a lot of light. But when you do the whole table, like all my 48 by 48 plates put together, and I like to do big background, I need a lot of lights, and they do the job pretty well. But I'm kind of lazy now, and I use them all the time. And I kind of must learn how to use less light and do more tricky lighting. There's so much movie out there that the lighting is just delicious to look at. And I'm too lazy to try that. Sometimes I just put all my lights and let's go for it. But, we have to try stuff.
True.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any backdrops?
Yeah, with the lights, when I bought them, came kind of 2 tripods and a pole, and you can put everything you want on it. So I have a big black backdrop, a blue one. I went to a tissue store, so I bought the cheapest one and the color I wanted, and I used them as backdrop. I'm always moving them from white to, not white, from black to blue. And they're on the wall, like behind all my Lego. So when I want to move them, I have to move the table carefully, not to throw all the Lego on the floor. Go there, move everything, make everything look right, and put back the Lego, put the camera there, and then you see that you have a big spot. You have to go back and remove everything again. But yeah, I think a big background saves a lot of time because you don't see the line. I did one movie one time with cardboard on the wall, and if you look at it carefully, you can see the tape and the place where the cardboard stick together. That was awful, but now it's better.
But that's all part of learning, though, so it's kind of fun to see how you kind of graduate from each step, and that's nice.
Do you have any backdrops with printed imagery
like
on it?
clouds or anything?
No, I don't. I bought some. I've never used them. They're all in the corner of my Lego room, and I bought them like, yes, I will use those clouds. That will look nice, and never use them. Maybe one day, I don't know. I'd like to do it one day, just for fun.
What do you use for an animation table?
That's now I use a table. That's the table my parents have in their house when I was young. When I was born, in fact.
Wow.
Good sturdy one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I remember that when we were young, my mother will buy us pants. She will make us stand on the table and, check how long the pants are and stitch them the right length. So it's exactly the same table. When my parents move out and they say, "You want the table?" "Oh, yes, I want it. I have grew up under, on, and around that table. So now it's all mine." There's some scratch on that table that literally have a story. Every scratch on the table have a story. And now there's more scratch and more story to tell with that table.
Oh, that is wonderful.
And I love it because it's a table that can double in size with just like one clench. It folds itself in two and turn. So when I need a small space, I can have it. When I need double space, I can have it. It's really useful.
Cool.
That is extra special. I mean, that just makes every one of your videos that much more, a lot of love in each one.
I love the stuff I work with. That's fun.
What audio recording equipment do you use?
Right now I have a Zoom H1 mic because I was too cheap to buy a H2, 3, or 4. I'm dreaming to have a H4. But usually you will see that in my movie I don't have much voices. I tend to do them how do you say that, mute
Right.
movie. And because I want them, at first I was doing all my script in French. And when I've discovered that people that check my movie doesn't speak French in the States, in Russia, in Vietnam, so I tend to do them without any words now. I will do more with English language, but I will ask people to do the voices for me. Like, you did some for me, guys. Thank you very much.
Happy to help always.
So I use the H1, and usually I go online to buy some music and stuff like that, but I don't record sounds a lot here. No.
Okay. So you mentioned it before. You have the magic arm for I guess tripod camera support. What's that like? And does it give you some really good angles?
I'm a really tall guy. Okay, I'm 6'3" tall. So I have big legs, and when you use a tripod, there's always a risk you kick the tripod and your shot is then stopped and you have to move everything. So when the tripod is on the floor, I don't like it. I'm always kicking it. I don't like it. I went to the Stop Motion Creative Club in Montreal. There's a big community in Montreal where they share and exchange about stop motion. That's organized by one of my friends, Eric Goulet, which is the director of the stop motion film festival.
I'm familiar.
So I went there one day, short story long. And he was showing us how he was working on a special project. And on one PowerPoint, I saw that thing that was clamped on the table, just really short, and the camera was at the right place, nothing under the table to kick. So I raised my hand and I said, "What's that?" He said, "That's, my friend, it's a magic arm. It will save your life more than one time." So I take a note of that, went online, find out what was the magic arm, and that was worth $200. $200 I didn't have at the time, but I found a way to buy one, a brand new one, and now I use it all the time. I think my tripods are in the corner of the room with a lot of dust on them because I don't use them anymore. I'm always working with the magic arm. It's really useful. You can move it, take it with you if you have to go outside. I love that thing.
I might have to get one of those.
I'm a 1 or 2 or 3.
Do you have a special little box of tools that help you make your brick films? You know, something like toothpicks or whatnot, just some random things that you put in a little kit for helping you brick film. Do you have one of those?
That will be wonderful to have them in a box, but unfortunately, I'm the kind of messy guy that put them all around the place. So I have stuff that I use, yes, but they're not in a box.
Well, what are those?
Sticky tack for first. I have a blue one and a white one. I use that all the time to, make sure the minifigs don't move, or when you do a tree in Lego, it always falls. So I stuff them with sticky tack. I have Q-tips. I was searching in my head how you say Q-tips in English. How funny. It's, Q-tips, I use them because sometimes I want to just clean some Lego. I have when you work with greasy finger, you can see the spot sometimes. I have to clean them. Brick separator. I think I have 1,000 brick separator in there, but I never have one at hand when I need it.
Of course not.
I always have to... No, you have a lot of them, but never one near when you need it.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, exactly. And the brick separator, I use them for a lot of stuff. When you want to turn minifigs hand, I've discovered that when you use the tip of them, you can just turn them, put the tip of the brick separator into the minifig ends, and it helps to turn them. Don't know why I use that, but it's kind of my favorite toy to do it. And what else do you have? Yes, a cutter. You can hear the cutter here. Mm-hmm. Always useful to you to open new packs and stuff, but no, I don't think I use that much other than Lego in my hands.
Well, the Q-tip's a great idea. I appreciate that.
That's a nice tip.
Do you have a process of creating your brick films, like a storyboard or animatics, or?
I wish I had. And last time I tried to do a storyboard, I didn't follow it at all. Uh-huh. I don't know why. I'm kind of a creative guy that just go through. When I did some of my first brick film, I was like, when you do shot when you see a character on the right side and then you see the character on the left side, and then you go like that from right to left to make them talk or interact. I'm kind of doing it in the right way, okay? Doing my movie in chronological order. So I move my camera to the right. I do my stuff. Then I move the camera to the left. I do my stuff. And at one point, I just realized, hey, if I do all the right take in one shot and all the left shots in one shot, I will save time. But sometimes I just need to do it in the right order because in my head, I see the story and I don't know what I want to shoot in advance. I change in the last moment. It's kind of a mess when I work. But in the end, it turns out nice. Most of the time, I think.
It definitely does.
So I try to have a process, but it's kind of crazy in there. So I don't have one.
Whatever works.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's your creative process? Not having one is my creative process.
I like to stay loosey-goosey, too.
Yeah. If it works, let's go for it.
Absolutely.
Right. What percentage of your work is put into stop motion compared to, say, building or doing post-production?
That's the question we get asked a lot. And the last time I took the time like to check and see what I did, it's like 40% of the time is on building and planning the shots. 40% of the time about shooting it, making animation and everything, and then 20% on post-production, sound design and everything, and putting it online. I will say it.
Okay, cool.
So like
That's a
40,
great
40,
answer.
20,
That's
almost
fun.
like that.
Your Lego collection, do you have a favorite set or a series?
I love creator stuff. All the houses that they do with the creator. Actually, it was kind of one of the first Lego set I bought for myself as an adult fan of Lego. It was the log cabin. You remember
we
that
have
log
that.
cabin? I think it was the first Lego creator set that came with a minifigs.
Okay.
All Lego creator before that didn't have a minifig in them. And I've bought like, I think 8 of them because I wanted to build a bigger log cabin.
Wow.
I still have some unopened bugs back there. I keep them like treasure chests to me. I love those creator sets. I love the CD stuff, of course, because you can use them in brick films a lot. And I'm a big fan of the minifig that you can collect. You know, those, how do you say that? Collector series, minifigs.
Collector series. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have all of them.
Oh, I'm envious.
I have a lot. In double and in triple for some of them. I have those Roman soldiers. Someone told me that now on Bricklink, they're worth like $15 each.
Wow.
So I've looked in the box and I have 20 of them. So I told myself, I can't sell them and buy myself something big. But no, I will keep them. Sometime I have a dream of having those Roman soldiers fight a T-Rex or something. That could be nice.
You know, those are special things. At least I get kind of attached to them. I would never want to sell them, especially ones that they don't make anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm with you on the creator sets because they are just so intricate and so beautiful. We have a lot of those.
How do you sort your Lego that aren't built?
When I buy Lego, I first build them according to the plan, to the box, because of course it's a good way to learn new technique to play with Lego. Because I don't know if you do that at home, but I have time to play with Lego and I have time to work with Lego. I really separate those two times. So when I buy a box, I play with it with my kids sometimes. We build it together. And then when it's over, I took the piece I need. Sometimes it's just the minifigs or something really specific. Take them in my Lego room and I use them. And everything else, I just throw it in a box, unbuild them, and leave them there for a moment. When the box is full of Lego, then I ask my wife or my mother-in-law, please, can you help me sort them? And they like it because it's like doing puzzle for them. I think it's relaxing for them just to sort Lego. They like it more than me. So they sort all my Lego by color, by bricks, by type. And as you can see in my my video tour of my Lego studio, I have a lot of boxes. So I sort them like that. I have boxes full of bricks, plates, and other stuff. When you have a lot of one brick, you can have a box just for it. And when you don't have a lot, you mix them together. That depends on how many bucks and how many space you have in on your shelves.
True. Mm-hmm. Well, they're welcome to come here and sort our Lego whenever they want.
That's what people told me all the time. Can I rent your mother-in-law for a week or two? I know, kidding. Last year, when she came back, she spent six months a year in Florida and 6 months a year in Quebec here. When she came back, she came home, kissed the kid, say hello to everyone. Then she went straight downstairs and asked me, do you have some Lego to sort?
Wow.
She was waiting to sort some Lego. And I had bought so many Lego that year, a lot of boxes that were on sale. Like, when you see a box that you really need the pieces, they're on sale. and there's 10 of them. It was a good time. I had the money, so bought $10 of the same Lego set just for the pieces. So she went back to her home with all my unsorted Lego, and 2 days later, I thought it will take a month or something. No, 2 days later, she came back. They were all sorted in little bag, and she used to have a convenience store where she sell candies. And she used the empty candies bag to sort my Lego. So now, sometimes I open my Lego and they smell like candy.
Wow.
That's funny.
Wow.
Literally.
As long as they're not sticky.
So when she's
it's all clean.
when
All
she's in
clean.
Florida, we're only a state away. So see, that would be a perfect time for her to come here. Take 2 days to sort our Lego. I'm just throwing that out there, just as an offer. She's welcome.
I will ask her.
How many frames per second do you normally shoot?
I'm a big fan of 15. As everybody else, I've tried 8, but 8 doesn't do it. 8 is when you're a kid and you want to try and have fun and not work a lot. Then you go to 10. 10, it's okay, but still too choppy. 12 can do the job. When the kids in the workshop I give, when they go to 12, I'm really happy and it look good. 15, I think it's the best when you don't want to work too much, but you want to have something that look good. And sometimes I have some shot that go to 18 or 24, but that's only when I've animated a car and I went too slow on it. I wanted to go faster, so I cheat. And After Effects, I just boost it. One time I have those cops car chasing a thief, and I was turning 1/4 of a wheel on every shot. I've played it at 15 frames per second, and it was like, oh, gee, it looked like they're on a parade or something, and it's too slow. So I had to boost it to make it look like it's a car chase and add sounds and add some camera movement to it. But usually the answer is 15. That's great.
Cool. On a typical animation, I know everything's different, but how many seconds can you typically animate in an hour?
In an hour. When I'm really set to it, I think I can do 5 or 10 seconds.
In an hour?
But that's when everything is ready, and when you only animate. Because I can take so much time just to put the camera at the right place, change the lighting, go on Facebook, check my email, go upstairs, have a coffee, came back, and then start animate. But when I start animate, yes, I go really fast, making them walk or having a car move. That's pretty fast. If you look at my movie, I don't do a lot of really hard animation. I know you work with Oyo stuff, with sport, and that's a lot of job.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. I did one, and I don't think I will ever do one again. Yeah. That's a lot of job. So I plan my movie to make it easy on me and have something easy to animate. And I don't move the camera a lot. I move it on screen, depending on what I want to do. But when I want to do easy and fast, I just shoot a wide shot of something that moves, and then I crop into After Effects to make the camera move and add stuff. So I can animate 5 or 10 seconds an hour, but that's being lazy.
The first picture is always the one that takes the longest to take.
Exactly, you said it.
It'll take me hours just to get ready for that one, and then it's off to the races once you take your first shot.
And
sometimes you just you take days to build your background, to set up the hours to set up the camera and the lighting, and then I start animate. And at one point, I had to push a leg or something to move at the right place, and you push a little too hard, and then the whole set move on the table, and you realize you haven't fixed your base plate on the table. Everything had moved, and it's impossible to put back at the right place. And then you have to end it there or restart the whole thing. And then you cry a little bit. You go on Facebook, check your email, have a coffee, and came back and redo it.
do your kids animate at all?
My oldest son have started doing it. When he was younger, that was fun because he used a Duplo block to build himself a fake computer, a fake camera, and he did fake movie with that. He was doing like that, doing a movie, pushing the button, the Duplo thing, and doing his movie. And at one point, I've used my old cell phone with a camera, show him how to take a picture and move stuff, do support for the camera and everything. And he started doing like really little, like 10 seconds movie of Batman fighting bad guys and stuff like that. But he don't do big movie. He just start like getting into it. He more like to play with them than to do movie, I think.
And how old is he?
He's 8 years old now.
Okay, so he still has time.
And my youngest son is 5 now.
Okay.
Nice.
Have you met any Brickfilmers in person?
Not in the online community, not yet. There's some Brickfilmer here in Quebec. We're part of the same log. But they're all starting to do brick film, so I help them. We exchange tips. We work together sometime to get some idea. Or they check my English or they check my my script sometime with me. But no, I haven't get the chance to meet you guys.
Come on down.
Yeah.
I will someday. I will.
Maybe you can be on Walking Dead. I think I have a few friends that have either been on it or did some scenic work there on some of the sets. On to, I think we kind of briefly spoke about some of your commission pieces, but was the Formula One a commission piece?
Yes, it was. You know, that's funny when you start to being known online or having some success on YouTube, there's always a newspaper somewhere to say, oh, 1 million, we like that number. What did you do for 1 million? You had 1 million hit on that video. So they come home, they do an interview, take picture, put you in the newspaper, and people like those things, and that's fun. It's very, very fun. So there was that big newspaper in Montreal called La Presse. Now they're not doing the paper version of it anymore. They're doing the one online on iPad and things like that. And they like to do a lot of movie and stuff that you can watch on an iPad. So they call me and say, hey, can you do something in Lego with the sport? Can you do something with the Montreal Canadian? Can you do something with the Grand Prix of Canada, the F1 racing? So I said, yes, of course, no problem. So I was commissioned to do both of them. And they were released on their newspaper, the online newspaper. And the guy called me like at noon, 12, he calls me and say, hey, it's half of the day and it's one of our most viewed video of the month or something like that.
That's so awesome.
People are sharing it. So, oh, yes, cool, awesome. When are we doing the next one? And said, oh, unfortunately, we don't have budget right now, but I will call you later. Okay, that's okay.
Now, did they give you the storyboard for that, or did they just let you?
No, I was completely free to do whatever I want.
Nice.
That's what I like. I was lucky enough to have most of my commission work is like a white card all the time. Do what you want.
Creative freedom.
Yeah, absolutely. I have it with my teacher union. I had it with the newspaper. Just tell us what you want to do. If it sounds good, we'll greenlit you and let's go. Let's say one time I had the storyboard gave to me. I made a lot of suggestions like, oh, let's add some red and yellow bricks there that will dance in the background and something. I wanted to add more fun. They said, oh, no, we don't. We really want gray bricks, literally gray bricks, some light blue bricks in the background. Maybe don't make them dance, just a fast building and stuff like that. I said, okay, I will do what you ask. You're the boss. I did the video. It went online and nobody saw it because it was not fun. So I know I could have done something very fun that people will have shared and laughed. But they know what they wanted and I did what they wanted and it's online and nobody's looking at it.
Well, I guess they got what they wanted though, right?
Yeah, they're the client. I do what they want. No problem. I did the suggestion and they said no. What can I do? I was paid to play with bricks 6 week long. So no problem.
No problem. Yeah.
So you worked, you did something for a Brick Show, is that correct?
Yeah, a while back.
It was a while back.
You know, yeah, because it was when I first started doing my thing. I did the Joret Brick Park and a few Christmas one, and I was like a little guy on internet, like, I want to be known, I want people to watch my movie. I was almost like going on other channel, please watch my movie. You know, when you start, people want to do that. I don't do that anymore, and people do that to me now. But when I get a call, an email from Stefan from the Brick Show, he said, hey, we like your stuff. Do you want to do something with us? Oh, yes, it's a big breakout. Yes, let's go. So I did the Ninja Barbecue for them. I did the one with the Lego Monster Fighter. And then I've just realized that it was really fun and I love it. But it was better if I put my stuff on my channel than on other people's channel. It was more fun that way.
Right.
You know.
Did you also do something with, is it Artifacts Creation?
Yeah, and I'm still doing because that's a long story because I'm kind of lazy. He wrote to me one day and said, do you want to do a partnership? And that was the best because I wrote a 6-part Ninjago story. Some episodes were to be published on both our channel and some only on my channel. So it was great because he was throwing subscriber my way. And this guy is a real gentleman. He wasn't trying to steal stuff or have it all for him. He was really thinking about helping me. And he said, no problem, take your time if you have other stuff to do. And that was like 3 years ago. And I had other stuff to do. So I did like part 1, part 2, part 3 really slowly. I was upstairs in my kids' room at one point for one episode because we move our kids from room to room sometime. And I had the place for a week. So, okay, I will do one episode there and one episode there. And now I'm working on part 6 right now, 3 years after the first one. And I'm really looking forward to finish it because it's like an unfinished project I really love to do, but it was always like on second position on my list. There was always something that came in like a commission work, another project I really want to do. I was really into it, and I was always pushing back that Ninjago with artifacts. And so I write to him, like, hey, I'm sorry, I cannot do it right now. And he was always like, that's okay, no problem, take your time, no rush. But now I want to finish it. I want to finish it this week. Maybe I should not say that out loud because if I don't finish it, people will write at me. But something that's really fun about it, it's since the beginning, every week and sometimes every day, I receive a comment, when is part 6 or 5 or 4 coming out? There's always a kid out there somewhere that took the time to write to me and say, hey, I love it. I want to see all of them. When is it coming out?
Oh,
and
that's great.
That's the kind of comment that keep me going and say, okay, I must do it right and I must do it now. But that's fun because if you look at part 1, I did it 3 years ago. And now I have better camera, better software. I've learned a lot of stuff. So like part 6 won't look like part 1 because I'm kind of a better animator, I guess, now. And I know how to do special effects, and I'm throwing a lot of special effects into it. So that will be kind of my evolution as a Brickfilmer with Ninjago.
That's true. I think everyone has that with their series that they continue, like with our Galactic Smugglers. You can definitely tell, each episode getting better. And that's fun to see, though.
Have you used any of the lighting that Artifact sells?
Yeah, actually, but not in my movie.
Okay.
One day I had a call from the Palais des Congrès of Montreal. That's the big Congress place in Montreal. And they asked me to build a mock of the building. So I said, yes, no problem. And I had some light into it. So I've called Artifacts and said, hey, can I have some of your lights? So he sent me some lights and they were fitting very well in the mock, but never get the chance to use them into a brick film. Okay. Not because they're so easy to use that's great, but I was kind of too lazy and didn't use them.
Okay. Will you be doing Cinebrick again this year?
Yes, actually, we are looking for a bigger venue, a bigger place, because last year it was such a big success. The place was too small. At one point, we have to tell people to enter by another door, to exit by another door, to wait outside in the cold. And I didn't like to ask people to wait in line outside in November to watch Lego, especially with kids. So we are looking for a new venue. And when we'll find that new venue, we will get the show going. But for now, we don't have a place. Actually, Friday, I'm going to visit a new place and see if they can receive Cinebrick for us. That thing was so big, so fast, I could not believe it.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, good luck with that.
Thank you.
And you've also taught a few stop-motion Lego workshops, is that correct?
Yeah, I do quite a lot of those. There's a library in Pointe Claire near Montreal. They're big Lego fans, so they always ask the log to come and do some expo, some workshop. And at one point, they asked me to come and do a stop-motion workshop. So I went there, did it. It was really fun. And then the librarian, she put my name on their website, saying, yeah, we love what he did. And all the library in Montreal kind of took my name and called me. So now it's kind of crazy. They're booking me for 2016, 2017 even. I have shops for next year that are already planned. So every week or 2 weeks, I'm going in the library, bringing my stuff, camera, lots of Lego, and I'm doing workshop with kids.
That's because you're the Lego teacher.
Yeah, I'm a Lego teacher. And you know what's fun about that is that, let's say you're there for like an hour and a half. You came in, you put the Lego on the table, you spend like 15 minutes talking about downloading the app, fixing your camera in place with Lego, of course, building a set, moving stuff. And at 10 minutes or 15 minutes, there's always a kid saying, okay, can we start doing it now? Like, stop talking, we want to play with Lego. And I say, yes, let's go. I will be there to help you. I help a few kids, but after the first 30 minutes, I have nothing to do because they are all deep into their movie. They fix their camera, they build their set, and they're building a story. Sometimes I have a question. You make things fly. Maybe not with that app, but you can do that. You can do that. And when it's done, it's like, you have to unbuild everything and go home. No, we want to stay. We want to do it. So that's really, really fun to do. It's not a lot of job. People like it. I love it. So, yes, I'm doing a lot of those.
Cool. Did you do some of the animation for the Brickfilmer?
Yes, I did. I received a phone call, an actual phone call. And here in Quebec, as everybody speaks French, when you receive a call that somebody speaks English, usually it's because he wants to sell you something, So when I answered the phone, hey, can I talk to MonsieurCaron, please? No, I'm not interested. Go by. But that time I had a feeling it was different. So he say, hi, it's Keith Davidson from it was Daniel Jung from the Lego Brickfilmer. I would like to talk to MonsieurCaron, please. Oh, yeah, okay. That name rings a bell. Who's that guy? So he asked me if I wanted to do some end credits animation for them. And I said yes. And I believe he gave me an interview about maybe being in the movie. And I didn't make it, of course. But he asked me a lot of questions about like my family with the Lego or my work, stuff like that. So I went through an interview maybe to be in the documentary, but that's okay. I didn't make it. I can live with that. But he asked me to do the end credit animation. I did the writer, the sound design or something. I did 3 of them. And they called me back after a while and said, we need another one. Can you do another one? Yeah, no problem. I did another one. I did a reshoot for that. And just before they finished the documentary, he called me back again and said, we need 10 seconds of animation for the very end. We will send you part of the documentary, and you need to fill those 2 blank space. So the very last animation you see at the end when they recap the evolution of mankind from the cave to the skyscraper, that's the one I did. I did it very fast because they needed it like right now to end the movie. That was really fun to do. I'm really proud of those.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he was a nice guy. I spoke to him as well. Obviously, because we don't show ourselves, we could not appear in it. But it was really nice to talk to him. And
he didn't want to film you with a gorilla mask on.
no, that just didn't work for him. I don't know why.
Oh, that's fun.
You were recently on I guess it was a gaming and an animation panel at the Buffer Awards. Is that correct?
Yes, I was lucky enough to be there. I was on stage with a guy called Swoozy, and I didn't know him, and now I know he's a big star on the internet, a really big star. That was a dream come true, okay? One day you receive a call, someone tell, hey, you're a Canadian Brickfilmer, we want to have you on a festival called Buffer, it's in Toronto. What's that? So obviously you go on Google, you Google it, you see, it's a big festival, yeah, that's good. And you check your schedule, you check your budget, and maybe I cannot afford to go a few days in Toronto. And then there's someone calling you and say, it's free, they pay for everything.
Wow.
That's kind of different now. And it's fun because I was really feeling like being a big star over there. Okay, you came into the place and they give you a Sharpie. Why are you giving me a Sharpie? See, it's kind of weird. And when you step into the room, you know, because there's people there asking you to sign autograph.
Wow.
Oh, that's what the Sharpie is for. Great.
Awesome.
They thought about it. Oh no, that was really great. So they asked me which plane I want to take to go there. I said, no, I don't want to take the plane. I live near a train station, so I have to take 2 trains, and I will be right down Toronto. So I literally leave my house with my luggage, walk to the train station, took 1 train, changed 1 train in Montreal, and then 4 hours later I was in Toronto. And the train station is right in front of the hotel where the Buffer Festival took place. So I had to cross the street, and I was there. We were on a level where there was only YouTubers, okay? A whole story of the building was filled only with YouTubers. So when you were walking in the hallway, there was a bunch of people speaking to their camera. That was so weird and fun at the same time. And then you see, hey, I know that guy. He's on in YouTube. And then you go back to your room on your computer, you check his channel, you have 3 million followers, and you have all those views, and he's in the room next to me. Oh, I must go and say hi and something like that. And that was kind of really crazy. I've learned so much in only 1 weekend. That's where I've decided to start showing myself on the camera, speak in English to the camera, even though my English is not perfect. I said, whatever, I just go with it, and no problem. That's awesome. And one guy over there, one of the organizer, or the person who put up the Buffer, he said, your channel is not that big, but we see you as like one of the next big thing. We know your channel will grow and you will have more views, and so next year we want to have you back on Buffer Festival and say, hey, we had him last year, his channel was like a little in beginning, and this year his channel is big. So I told myself 2 things, like wow and pressure. I now have 1 year to have a bigger channel.
I don't think you're going to have any trouble. And of course your tie. You got to mention that awesome tie that you made.
Yeah, I was looking in a way to have a Lego tie. There's a guy online that sells those ties, and it's really well done, but I didn't have the budget and the time to order the tie I want. So I asked myself, how can I do one? So I did some tests, and it turned out pretty well. And I'm planning to do a video actually about it to show how to do a Lego tie the cheapest way possible. You just need to add the Lego, of course, and some duct tape. But don't tell anyone. It's all duct tape on the back.
Yeah.
I will do a video about it. And that's fun because when I went on stage and I was walking through people, everybody was stopping and, oh, you have a Lego tie. Oh, you're the Lego guy. Oh, hi, yay, great, thanks.
Do you listen to music or podcast while you animate?
Sometimes music, podcast when you guys do one to it. Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Sometimes books. You're welcome. Sometimes audiobooks. I have lots of audiobooks I've downloaded and never listened to because of time. So now when I animate, sometimes yes, I listen to audiobooks, but mostly to music. That's fun.
Who is your number one fan?
Oh, my kids. My kids are.
I thought your mom was.
My number one fans is no, those are my kids because every day they came. Can I see your movie? Are you done? Yeah, I have like 12 seconds more to the movie you saw last night. So they listen to the movie without sound, without special effect, but with those new 12 seconds, and they're big fans of it.
And so they should be. That's great that can be so proud of their dad. Either way, but this is a very cool thing. See, we love it that our daughter animates, so she is interested, both ways, just because she loves to see it, but then she also learns by watching, and she enjoys watching all of them as well.
And that's such a great way to learn stuff because it's not just about animation. It's French, English, it's math, it's technique, it's so much stuff thrown into one project that you can learn. They should do it at school more often and stuff like that. But speaking about my son, I want to tell you something. I want to share that. There's a thing in their school that when they behave correctly for a long time, they get on one Friday to do a presentation in front of the class about whatever they want. And a few weeks ago, it was my son's turn to do a presentation about something of his choice. And what he chose to present was my movies. He did a presentation about his father. And I was like, wow.
That's cool.
And so I gave him like my business card, the one with the I think you guys have one.
Yes, and I love it.
Thank you for the gift.
Adorable. Thank you so much. I love it.
You're welcome. So he did a presentation with my movie. I went online. We chose some movie with him. We did a playlist just for him. I didn't want him to show my zombie movie in class, of course. No, not The Walking Dead, though. So he did that, and I was so proud. My son chose to do a presentation about his father's work at school.
Big time proud moment.
So, yeah, I'm still proud. I still have some emotion about it. So I really want to share that because really proud. That's why I said my kids are my biggest fan because he cannot talk about anything, his cartoon, his stuff, his home Lego. No, he decided to show my movie, so we're really proud here.
That's wonderful. I love hearing that. And although you have throughout the podcast, you're given quite a lot of good tips, brick filming tips, if you have any other special things you'd like to share or mention, some brick filming tip or secret, like the duct tape behind the, behind the tie.
I use a lot of tape for a lot of reasons. I have that green tape that doesn't stick too much. I use it to fix the base plate on my table when I work, because when your background or your set moves while you animate, that's killing me. I always forget to fix them, and so that's one of the tips I give kids all the time is fix your stuff to the table, fix your camera so it doesn't move. But the real number one tips that I give kids and grown-ups and anyone that want to get into brick film, it's go, do it right now. Stop what you're doing and go do a brick film. Don't wait to have enough Lego. Don't wait to have the right camera. Don't wait to have enough time or proper lighting. Do it right now with whatever you have. It won't be perfect, and that's great, because your first movie won't be your chef-d'oeuvre, won't be your greatest achievement. Your first movie will be great because it's your first one, and it will get you start on a road that you will never stop if you like it, and you can go as far as Buffer Festival, as far as TV, as far as a newspaper, as far as being a star on YouTube. So if you want to do brick film, go, just do it. That's the best tips I can give to anyone.
That's a wonderful tip. And although we actually have a lot more questions, we don't want to take up too much of your time, so maybe we can just have you back again. We'll have more things to talk about. Your English is adorable.
Thank you.
And we really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to chat with us, and we look forward to seeing more of your work. Oh, I do have to mention something, because the way you're integrating your the live with the brick films and the beginning of your brick films are just, I don't know, they're so creative and so adorable and so much fun. Really have to commend you on that.
Thank you, because I want to do a lot more of those. I was planning to do one a week, but as you know, it's a lot of job, and I don't do only that. I have other movie I want to do, but I call them like brick stories, and I want to mix my life and some animation and mix them together and just have fun with it, with no pressure, no special effect. So I want to do more. I have more on my to-do list. And thank you. That's really helped me, that knowing that people like them.
No, I totally love it. That they're just so enjoyable and so creative. So that is, and different too. So definitely a lot of fun, and it all comes through in your videos, which we all love.
And I'm going to take time to thank you both guys and the whole Four Monkeys family, because when people like me come online and start doing brick films, there's a place where all people share their stuff, and it's a big community, and you're a big part of it. So thank you guys for doing it and being there for Brickfilmers and getting the word out that it's awesome and you can do it. And if you need help, just ask. There's people to help you. So thank you.
Oh, well, thank you so much. We appreciate that. Well, wishing you all the best going forward, and can't wait to see what you come out with next.
Yeah, as soon as we close the mic, I will just turn my chair, open my camera, and start shooting a battle action sequence with Ninjago. So it's really a hard life.
Yes, we have to do the same thing. Poor us, right?
Poor us.
All right, well, thanks again, and we will talk to you soon. Have a wonderful day.
So in French, au revoir et à la prochaine. Goodbye and see you next time.
Au revoir.
Thanks to Marc for being so generous with his time and sharing so many wonderful stories with us. And thanks to all of you who stuck with us through this entire podcast. Please check out our sponsors and partners on the Brickfilmers Guild homepage, and don't forget to check out MonsieurCaron's amazing brick films on his YouTube channel. We'd also like to thank Kevin MacLeod for his wonderful music, which we use for our podcast and in our brick films. So until next time, bye y'all!